Multitasking at its best. All right, guys, so I've got in my hands the brand new Daiwa SEABORG 1800 electric reel. Now this thing is the ultimate in electric reels. This is going to stop the biggest fish in the ocean. So let's unbox it and let's take a look at what this reel has to offer. All right, so that there is 3.5 kilos of pure Daiwa power. The all-new SEABORG 1800. This thing is a serious electric reel to stop seriously big fish. There's not too much in the ocean that this thing's not going to be able to stop. And as you can see, Daiwa have absolutely nailed this thing. It is large, so it's not going to be for everybody. You know, if you're super deep fishing, if you're fishing for broadbill, one thing that this is actually going to be really popular for is guys actually pulling dredge teasers up with. This is a serious bloody reel, guys. This reel's designed to be fishing with heavy duty line. So we're spooling these things up with, you know, 100, 120 pound braid. It actually holds, I spooled one up yesterday and it actually holds 1100 meters of 100 pound Daiwa J braid. So fits a truckload of line. If you're fishing 80 pound, you'll probably fit about 1500 meters on there. You know, it is designed to be fishing those heavy lines. And, you know, for the guys fishing with dredges that want to spool them up with heavy mono, you know, you'll fit a decent amount on there as well. Now, the reel itself has 50 kilos of drag. So, you know, it's pretty serious. You want to make sure that you're fishing with those heavy lines so that you don't actually break the line just because it's got so much drag pressure. And you'll also want to be making sure that you're fishing these on heavy duty rods. And I'm going to show you some of the rods that will match this reel once we kind of go over it a little bit. Okay, so the first thing new with this reel is the remote control, the wireless remote control. Now, this is something new with these electric reels. It's going to be handy for a number of applications. Number one thing that I think this is going to be really handy for, though, is guys trolling with these reels and using them as dredge pullers. So, you know, if you're running your dredge teaser, the captain's driving the boat, you can have one of these dredges on each side of the boat, and you know you've got your remote control, can easily retrieve the line. This is a variable speed, so it's exactly like how the lever is on the reel. So if you turn that up, it's going to be super fast speed. It's variable, so whatever you adjust that to is what the line's going to retrieve as. But you know, if you're sitting down drinking a beer or having lunch, you know, while you're fishing, like a lot of guys do, you get a hook up, you don't even have to get out of your chair with this thing. It'll also be good for guys that are drone fishing, but that's a new feature anyway that Daiwa released, and I think it's a pretty cool, handy little thing. With a reel this big, you're not fishing with this reel under your arm. You know, the reel is quite heavy at 3.5 kilos. You know, you're going to need a heavy duty rod to be fishing this with. So it's a handy little feature. Obviously on the reel, you also have your lever. Now that's variable speed. So you put that up and that runs at full speed. And this thing is seriously fast. I was spooling it up yesterday and I tell you what, this thing, it's powerful, but it's fast. So you'll really retrieve line quite quick. The reel also features 2 speeds, so all the SEABORGs, 500, 800 and 1200, they have dual speed. So they have a high speed for checking baits and they have a power gear for when you hook that fish and you've got the torque to be able to actually lift that fish off the bottom. It's super easy to change speeds. All you have to do is press that button right there. That's your power and your speed button, and it'll automatically change gears on the reel. Now, the reel also features Daiwa's MagSeal technology, so the reel is protected from the elements. We also have the Daiwa ATD drag, so super smooth, heavy duty drag. This thing here though, you'll be cranking it right up and ripping lips out of fish's mouths. There's that much drag pressure. It also has 209 kilos of momentary winding power. So, you know, it's got a fair amount of pull to get those fish, heavy fish off the bottom. I guess everybody's going to be wanting to know how fast this thing retrieves, and I guess it depends really on how much weight that you actually have on the end of your line. If you've got a hell of a lot of weight on there, this kind of speed is gonna be a little bit different. Daiwa claim that in the high speed, it will retrieve 180 meters a minute, and in the low speed, it will retrieve up to 70 meters a minute. So just really depends on how much weight you have on the end of the line, and you know how much drag pressure you're applying, but the reel is fast and will retrieve a significant amount of line very quickly. It's obviously made in Japan, like all of the high-end Daiwa electric reels. And you can see on the back here, we've got our normal reel clamps. It comes with the, well, the reel seat, and it comes with the clamps in the box. So obviously this motor is like pretty heavy duty, and it's got a lot of power, so the heat needs to kind of vent out of the reel effectively. So that's what those are there, just to get the heat out. When I was spooling it up yesterday, I spooled up 1100 meters of a 100-pound braid with a significant amount of power, or significant amount of tension. And the reel, I mean, it got hot, but it wasn't over the top. When you're actually fishing with these out in the ocean, the water will cool the reel at the same time. Guys, look at this thing. Every bit of the reel is just finished immaculately. I love how it's got the aluminium bar at the front here. It's just all polished, really nice. You know, you got the gold and red accents. It really does look like Iron Man. Got the nice aluminium handle on the side, super comfortable. Fits in your hand nice and easy. You're really only going to be retrieving this in the last 5 meters of line that you have out when the reel gets to the surface, when the rig gets to the surface. Real heavy duty. You can, I don't know if you can see that there, but real heavy duty line guide. And if you can see it from the back there, I don't know how well you can see this. I don't know if the camera is going to focus, but it's really heavy duty, that. So you can fit a decent sized leader through there. You'll be able to fit 300 pound through that, absolutely no worries. Probably even 400 pound, no worries. And you won't have to worry about it getting caught in the line guide. So on the back of the box, they also say that the reel is 12 to 24 volt compatible. So depending on how you have your boat rigged up, most guys are going to be running these things on 12 volt. You can either wire it into your boat, or you can use a battery, which I'm going to show you what that battery is now. So the reel can be, you know, wired into your boat. That's how some guys have it. Or you can purchase these remote batteries. Now, these things are really handy, and we're actually kind of seeing a bit more of a trend of guys, you know, they're not really hardwiring them into their boats anymore, and they're just running these portable lithium battery packs. You can strap the battery to the rod, and it's really easy to maneuver around the boat. Plug it directly into the back of the reel, which I'm going to show you now. So this one here, there's an adapter cord that's strapped onto your rod. Plug it into the reel, and just like that, we have power. So it's a real handy feature, and on a rod like this, I guess it just makes it a little bit easier to move the thing around the boat, and you're not restricted by a cord. You can have that strapped onto the rod. And these things last for a significant amount of time, depending on what size you get. They're available in a couple of different sizes, but you know, you get a big 10 amp one like this, you know, that thing there could last you possibly all day, depending on how many drops that you're having. But that's kind of a powering option that I think is going to be the most popular for guys that are purchasing these reels. Obviously, this is one pretty serious reel, and you know, it's only going to be applicable to, you know, a handful of people. This is not just your standard deep dropping outfit. You're gonna need a pretty specific rod to fit this reel. It is quite large, and luckily Daiwa do have a range of rods that fit this reel quite nice. So they actually do their limited Daiwa SEABORG rods. Now, these match really well with a 1200, but the particular model that you want to look at, because there's 2 models in the range, is the 6-footer SEABORG. This thing here, this is ideal for a big reel like this. We have the Winthrop butt. Now this is a machined butt. It's heavy duty. It holds the reel nice and tight. The reel's not going to come loose in this thing, and it's going to be nice and secure. And it also features a swiveling butt. Now, this is great for guys that are fishing in the rod holder. You can move them around the boat to different rod holders. You don't have to kind of go and be standing there and holding the rod. You can just put it in the rod holder, bend the butt, and nice and easy to fish that straight out of the rod holder. This SEABORG here, this is rated 80 to 200 pound, so it's a nice heavy duty rod. is going to stop anything big. We've got the nice big swivel tip there on it as well. But guys, that's what you're going to be wanting to match these reels to. Nice big heavy duty deep dropping rods like the Seaborg. Daiwa's also got a couple of slightly cheaper options as well in the Sea Power and the Tanakim Z that would be suitable for these. They don't feature the folding butt though. They only feature a standard bent butt. So if you ever do want to put it in a straight rod holder, this is quite handy, and it's good for travel, just keeping the rod in a straight position. But that's the Daiwa Seaborg rod. Anyway guys, this is one serious electric reel from Daiwa. It's made for catching big fish and, you know, fitting a hell of a lot of line on it. Guys, these are now available at TackleWest. You can come in store, pick one up, or you can order yours online at tacklewest.com.au. But time will tell how well these things go. But honestly, you know, if you're looking for something that's the best, you're really not going to get any better than that. So there we go, guys. Daiwa 1800, the all new Seaborg, available now.